with this because we already taken one evening of yours. तुम्हारे शहर का मौसम बड़ा सुहाना लगे, हम अगर एक शाम चुरा लूँ अगर बुरा ना लगे. Thank you for your hospitality and for being so kind. And I wanted to thank especially Lakshmi Devi Raj, Ashraf Rafi, Humaira Ahmed, Ashhar Farhan, Elahe Hiptoola and Anis, madam, and Amir Khan, Umair Ullah Khan, right? We are indebted to you for bringing us all together here, right? So I decided to also say I really enjoy the company of Amir, and I wanted to say, Zindagi jab bhi tere bazm mein laati hai hame, Zindagi jab bhi tere bazm mein laati hai hame, ye zameen chand se behtar nazar aati hai hame. But I am not a guest here because I am part of Bazm, and this is the community of Bazm. I am the least qualified of all the people who spoke to you today. So I want you to have the least expectations when listening to what I have to say, right? And but my love for Urdu poetry, I can tell you, is no less than any of yours in this forum, right? So I was missing a reception for a friend of mine. I attended his daughter's wedding in Bangalore this morning, so I couldn't attend the reception, and he was upset with me. And I said, "Mohabbat karne wale कम न होंगे तेरी महफिल में लेकिन हम न होंगे." So I met so many of just last week, a few days ago, I had a granddaughter about a year ago, and for 6 months I couldn't see her, and I saw her, and I met many of my old friends here, and I felt this thing came to my mind that आंख भर आई किसी से जो मुलाकात हुई, आंख भर आई किसी से जो मुलाकात हुई, खुश्क मौसम था मगर टूट के बरसात हुई. Right? So recently, and I feel like an imposter here because my learning of Urdu is only for 3 years, where many of you have here learned a lifetime, and but I've been asked here to share my love story with Urdu. And नालाए बुलबुल ए शायदा तो सुना हंस हंस कर, नालाए बुलबुल ए शायदा तो सुना हंस हंस कर, अब जिगर थाम के बैठो मेरी बारी आई. Right? And many of you will be crying because my accent is terrible, right? Right? And I can see Zaheer lifting his shoe to throw it at me. Right? So, and I wanted to say that my love affair with Urdu started when my wife is a Punjabi from Kolkata, and her mother is born in Lahore, and her father was born in Komila in Bangladesh. So we both were watching a TV serial, Pakistani TV serial called Tana Bana. And I was drawn by both the heroine, Ali Shah, who was very easy on the eye, and I was also drawn by the sound of Urdu. Right? Until then, I had not heard of Urdu, and I remember this one saying that "Fakat निगाह से होती है फैसला दिल का, ना हो निगाह में शौकी तो दिल बरी क्या है." Right? So, and I also reminded of this: "इश्क पर जोर नहीं, है ये वो आतिश गालिब." इश्क पर जोर नहीं है ये वो आतिश गालिब, जो लगाए ना लगे और बुझाए ना बने. Right? So it started with that one word particularly. I heard this word called masroof, and I said it sounded so beautiful, right? And my whole study of Urdu started with that one word, and here I am talking about this thing to you, right? And the thing that my book was published because I didn't want to publish a book. It was all done. The crime is committed by Amir, right? Right? Hai dalile tere khilaf, मगर सोचता हूँ तेरे हिमायत में. Right? And what I liked about Urdu poetry is that somebody asked, why do you write Urdu poetry, right? People are asking and said, हम दर्द का अफसाना दुनिया को सुना देंगे, हर दिल में मोहब्बत की आग लगा देंगे, right? And they said, but it is the poetry is about the person's life's learning, right? And it is a slice of a searing emotion, right? And also a drop of the heart's blood that brings so much of magic to the poetry that captures every condition. You know, ghazal में बंदिश अल्फाज ही नहीं काफ़ी, ghazal में बंदिश अल्फाज ही नहीं काफ़ी, जिगर का खून भी चाहिए कुछ असर के लिए, right? And I'll just talk about few things. I won't take a lot of your time. I know it's already late. The one thing I figured is that so much of it is about enthusiasm and love, right? And last week I was in actually Barcelona. I was watching the Sagrada Familia. It's a Catholic church built by one famous architect called Antoni Gaudi. And he said that he read that for anything great, you first need love and then need skill, right? So first it starts with love and skill. मेरे तावीज़ में जो कागज़ है, मेरे तावीज़ में जो कागज़ है, उस पे लिखा है मोहब्बत करना, right? So, and this with this we find through love and our effort through love we find God, if she even exists, right? So आशिकी से मिलेगा ए जाहिद, बंदगी से खुदा नहीं मिलता, right? So it is that enthusiasm that also makes hard things possible for us and also brings things closer to us, whatever difficult things that we do. ए जज्बा ये दिल अगर मैं चाहूँ, हर चीज़ मुकाबिल आ जाए. ए जज्बा ये दिल अगर मैं चाहूँ, हर चीज़ मुकाबिल आ जाए, मंजिल के लिए दो गाम चलूँ और सामने मंजिल आ जाए, right? It is that love and enthusiasm is one primary motifs of Urdu poetry that is so appealing to all of us. The next one is that of quest and inquiry, right? And independent thinking, not talking about received wisdom, right? And this is written by one of our ustads in our Bazm-e-Sukhan. शायद तूने यह भूल के, शायद तू ये ना भूल के इस ज़िंदगी का लुत्फ़ मिलता फ़कत है ज़ौक़ तजस्सूस के बाब में, right? He says, don't you forget, Shahid, that the pleasures of life are found only at the doorstep of the joy of curiosity, right? Where we approach something and do that. And to follow a heart, a lot of times we are stuck with things that are forced upon us by the world. And John, दुनिया की चाकरी करके तूने दिल की वो नौकरी क्या की, right? What did you do, right, with the one that you love, right? And this independence will lead us to our own truth, our own reality, through which I think somebody mentioned, I don't recall, is that our own framework of existence that is so meaningful at the end of the day. क्या फ़र्ज़ है कि सबको मिले एक सा जवाब, क्या फ़र्ज़ है कि सबको मिले एक सा जवाब, आओ ना हम भी सैर करें कोहे तूर की, right? Let's find our own answers. Yet when we go searching, at the end of the day we may not find what we get. Yet जुस्तुजू जिसकी थी उसको तो ना पाया हमने, जुस्तुजू जिसकी थी उसको तो ना पाया हमने, मगर इस बहाने से मगर देख ली दुनिया हमने, right? So something along the way we'll find it. That's the second one. And the third one is about resilience and self-reliance and not to depend upon others. तुम समुंदर की रफ़ाक़त पे भरोसा न करो, तुम समंदर की रफ़ाक़त पे भरोसा न करो, तृष्णगी लब पे सजाए हुए मर जाओगे, right? You cannot depend on the world, right? And the one he says is, get friendly with yourself before you get friendly with others, right? अंदर की दुनिया से रब्त बढ़ाओ आनिस, अंदर की दुनिया से रब्त बढ़ाओ आनिस, बाहर बोलने बाहर खुलने वाली खिड़की बंद पड़ी है. Right? Right? And the thing that says is that a lot of times we are our own enemy. You know, we have to conquer ourselves before we conquer others. खुद से गुजरे तो ख़यामत से गुजर जाएंगे हम. We have to do that, right? And the most heart-wrenching couplet that I have seen says that किससे शिकवा करे वीराने हस्ती का हयात. किससे शिकवा करे वीरानी हस्ती का हयात. हमने खुद अपनी तमन्नाओं को जीने न दिया. We don't give oxygen to our own aspirations. We don't give the things, the resilience. We don't stick with things until they get to some form or shape, right? And the last one is there is hope at the end of the day, which says that इतनी शिद्दत से मैंने तुम्हें पाने की कोशिश की है. इतनी शिद्दत से मैंने तुम्हें पाने की कोशिश की है कि हर ज़र्रे ने मुझे तुमसे मिलाने की साजिश की है. Right? The world will conspire to help you, is what it says, right? And the last one is about beauty. And there's so much about romance and beauty, and I have to say a few things about that. हरगिज़ रहा ना काफिर व मोमिन से उसको काम. हरगिज़ रहा ना काफिर व मोमिन से उसको काम. दिल ने किया कबूल जब इस्लाम हुस्न का. Right? And there is one wonderful couplet that I want to read, and maybe I'll explain it. This is the last 2 pages. We are done. खासिद पयाम उनका ना कुछ देर अभी सुना. खासिद पयाम उनका ना कुछ देर अभी सुना. रहने दे महव ए लज्जत ए ज़ोक़ ए खबर मुझे. Right? He says that the messenger has come with a letter from his beloved, and he says, don't open the letter yet, please wait. Let me luxuriate in this feeling that she at least wrote to me. Right? खासिद पयाम उनका ना कुछ देर अभी सुना. रहने दे महवे लज्जत ए ज़ोक़ ए खबर मुझे. Right? And this one is the last one, which says, ए फना शुक्र है आज बादे फना. उसने रख ली मेरे प्यार की आबरू. अपने हाथों से उसने मेरी कब्र पर चादरे गुल चढ़ाई. मज़ा आ गया. Hey, this is this love poem, unrequited love. The poet dies, and he is still singing, and he is still observing, and on his grave, the lady comes, and with her own hands spread flowers, and he finds joy in that. Right? So last one is about death. Only 2 couplets about death, which sort of informs us about how to live a good life. It says that चल साथ की हसरत दिल मरहूम से निकले. चल साथ की हसरत दिल है मरहूम से निकले. आशिक का जनाजा है जरा धूम से निकले. Right? You have to live in such a life that you know that desires are springing out of your heart even after you're dead. Right? And it's in the funeral of the lover, and let's celebrate it with splendor. कहानी खत्म हुई और ऐसी खत्म हुई. कहानी खत्म हुई और ऐसी खत्म हुई कि लोग रोने लगे तालियां बजाते हुए. Right? Right? So, and this one is तलाश ए तलब में वो लज्जत मिली है. दुआ कर रहा हूँ कि मंजिल ना आए. तलाश ए तलब में वो लज्जत मिली है. दुआ कर रहा हूँ कि मंजिल ना आए. राह आशिकी के तकाजा यही है कि कश्ती चले पर मंजिल ना आए. Right? Right? So, thank you very much for listening to this, the most illiterate guy in here. Right? So, I look forward to the next one. फिर नज़र में फूल महके, दिल में फिर शमे जलें. फिर तसव्वुर ने लिया उस आमिर बज़म के And I welcome all of you. I am from actually Chennai, so I welcome all of you to come, right? And that I'll sing. Muddat hui hai, यार को मेहमान किए हुए, जोश एक अदा से बज़्म का शारगान किए हुए, जाते हो खुदा हाफिज़, हाँ इतनी गुजारिश है, जब याद हम आ जाएं मिलने की दुआ करना.